Hey everyone! So I ran a poll a while back, and the two winners, the first and second place, was showcasing my private stuff, but close second was making some more jewelry. So this is one of two videos that are going to be coming out soon. This isn't a two-parter, it's just I've got two projects that I'm going on at the moment. And these are so much fun to make. I love making them. They're awesome, very unique, and really not that hard to do. So let's just get into it. Alright, so we are going to make a pendant out of Labradorite. But the part where it gets very cool is the utility of said pendant. If I can get this to flare for you. There we go. Labradorite is just some magical stuff, and I have a lot of it, so we should really start doing more stuff with it. So essentially what we're making is a fidget spinner pendant, and they look fantastic, and it's so easy. It's really not that hard. It takes a little bit of planning to get it to work properly, but they're really simple. So we're gonna go over to my saw and cut off a slab of this after I decide which face I want to work on, because it looks like this is a beautiful pocket right here. So yeah, we'll figure that out first and go from there. But then again, I kind of really like that lined pattern right there. I don't know. We'll decide. Well, that's problematic, isn't it? That fissure is, yeah, through the center of that whole piece. So, yeah. But, yeah, anyway, I came prepared. We have another piece we can use. So let's finish this one up. Alrighty, now that that is done, we are gonna need one of these, which is stainless steel jump ring, and I use these because they are very sturdy, which is what we want. It's got to have a pretty strong backbone. So next we're gonna, what are we gonna do? Sorry, got distracted. We are going to drill our holes into the stone, but we also have to figure out where center is, because yeah, it's gonna sit in the middle like that. But we're also gonna need to drill holes on the outer ring so that they'll go into. I don't like to drill all the way through, because Labradorite is kind of, oh, where's my flashlight? Here's one. Labradorite is actually kind of transparent, so you would see that drill hole, but you don't need to drill all the way through. All you need is for one of these, which is a pin. It's actually a nail that I filed down, and that is good because it means it's going to be really sturdy. It doesn't need to go in all the way, it just needs to basically sit inside enough for the stone to rotate, and everything's going to be very sealed once finished. So yeah, you really don't need to drill all the way through, but the most important thing is making sure that the holes line up, because if it's like, you know, at an angle, it's not going to spin properly. So when I'm doing this part, these rings actually, you can see the solder line where they are joined together, so that actually works great in your favor, because you can use that as your straight north. And then that helps kind of align everything else. So we want it to be right about there. Oh, I have it rotated a little bit. Oh, come on. There we go. Right about there, which means our holes, I can do this without everything shifting on me. Oh, I already messed it up. That's better. Probably makes more sense to do all my measuring off camera, because this thing needs to be like very precise to work. If it's not perfect, it's not going to spin right. So yeah, got those lines marked off. They are perfectly straight across, which is exactly what we want. So basically you're going to take a very, very, very thin drill bit and just pretty much drill right through the middle of that. And I would definitely recommend a drill press for that because, yeah, it needs to be like perfectly square, which is, you know, not going to be easy to do freehand. So I'm going to go drill that really quick, and then after that we'll put in our little holes in this piece of labradorite right here. Again, that is perfectly square as well. Okay, so got those drilled nicely, and yeah, it's looking pretty perfect. So next thing to do is going to be taking this over. Oh my gosh, I am way out of focus. I'm sorry. Taking this over to my bench, and we're going to take, I thought I had it, there it is, a very fine tip diamond burr and drill, you know, a hole. Wow, why did that word just escape me? Wow, okay, that's, okay. Anyway, we're drilling a hole, and I'm sorry, I don't know that I've ever forgotten the word hole before. Anyway, we're just gonna drill a hole into here. It doesn't have to sit very deep, like that, like just enough for the pins to sit in. Okay, so I've got my line marked just so I stay oriented. We're gonna lay this down on its side. I've got it lifted up, so when we bring it in, it is touching perfectly where I want that hole to be. And very important, keep it water fed, because yeah, you will burn your burrs out real quick. Okay, next comes what is simultaneously the easiest and hardest part. So we just need to make some a wire to wrap around it out of bezel, and that's easy. That's super simple. Probably the easiest part of this whole thing. The hard part is making sure we are perfectly square. So you can see I actually, when I made the cab, it has a flat edge but also a high point right here, and that is the perfect width for the bezel to wrap around. But the stone is tall enough that if you just try laying it down flat, it's not gonna, you know, be high enough. So this is gonna take a little bit of, you know, feel and precision. Okay, so I actually changed my mind mid-production, which, you know, shocking coming from me, right? Anyway, there's obviously no way that we can polish the insides of the holes, so the fit was really, it didn't spin smoothly, so I actually decided to why not just put the heads of the pins into the stone, have them sticking out like this, and then we can stick them through like this. It wants to cooperate, and then you can see how nicely that spins now. And then we can just make little caps out of silver to kind of lock them in place. But yeah, I think that's going to be definitely the better way to go about it. So before we do that, I'm going to crimp down the bezel so that it's, you know, ready to go, and take advantage of the fact that it's not locked in yet, because we actually still need to put a loop on this. And we can go very, very simple. In fact, we're just going to take some bezel and solder a loop on here. Might as well not overcomplicate things any more than we've already overcomplicated things. Okay, so last two things that need to happen are the bezel needs to get crimped over, and need to polish that. But that can happen last, pretty much. First, we need to make these, which I just drilled 2 holes. Wow, that silver is really... There we go. And those holes are the same diameter as the pins. So basically what we're doing is we're making little tiny washers, and we'll cut those out and use electrical solder, not normal solder, to kind of lock them in, like right there. We don't want them all the way down because that will lock the pins in place. Sorry, for a better example. 1 second. You know, I always, in my brain, am like, okay, I'll prepare my shot before I start recording, and then I just do it anyway, because, yeah. Anyway, they'll go like right there. So it can slide just ever so slightly, but then it's far off enough that it won't, you know, lock the pins in place, which is not what we want. We just want to keep them from coming in and out. Alrighty, well, there you go. I love that little bit of purple down there. But yeah, it's really that easy. They're a lot of fun to make. In retrospect, I wish I had either made the cab a bit thinner or used wider bezel, because they did not fully wrap over the posts. But that's fine, you know, like, it's whatever. I will definitely be making more, so it's not really that big of a deal. Oh my gosh, that color is just amazing in this thing. Alrighty, well, that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed that one, and definitely try it yourself sometime, because it's really easy, frankly. It's honestly a lot of fun. If you have a means of making spherical, well, I guess circular cabochons, it's a lot of fun, very easy. But if you'd be interested in buying some other stuff, I have rocks, fossils, and shells over there, which I'll have a link to it in the description of the video, as well as a link to my Facebook group, where we just hit 1,000 members, which is awesome, and my Instagram, where I try to post daily. Some weeks are better than others. If you're into this kind of stuff, consider subscribing, because we do this kind of stuff all the time, as well as rock hunting. It's finally, spring is around the corner, so we're going to be going out very regularly, very soon. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see more of this kind of stuff in the future, because I'm always willing to do this kind of stuff in the future. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, I'll have another one out very soon.